So welcome back then to the upper bracket final here of the League of Legends Season 1 Championships. Of course, $100,000 on the line. And Game 2 is on its way. Me and Freak decided we don't need to interview anyone else except Shushi for entertainment value only. He has provided 2 solid interviews in the last 2 days.
It's true. And what do you think he said in Polish?
I have no idea. My Polish is not the best.
Okay.
I only know one word, and it's not something I'd like to say out in public.
I think that he was talking about how much he loves Captain Teemo, that he was ranking the skins in order of best to worst. And I think that's a great thing to say in an interview when you're asked, hey, do you have any final thoughts? And you're like, yes, Captain Teemo is the best champion in the game. He's on duty always. He hits W to move quick, and when he shoots you with a dart, you're blinded. Captain Teemo. And then he went on to rank the skins, and astronaut, I think, #1. He floats around. I mean, that's really awesome. He shoots lasers. He's got satellite dishes instead of mushrooms. Cottontail Teemo next up has little eggs. They're colored. They're cute. He's got those little ears on. He's in the costume. I mean, honestly, it's a great skin. And then among the rest of them, personally, I would say I don't know quite what he said. I don't know what the rest of his rankings were. I think everyone understands astronaut and Cottontail, but afterwards. For me, it's Badger Teemo. I think Badger Teemo is my favorite. Below that, so what do you think? What are your favorite Teemo skins?
You just talked about them all.
But what are yours? I mean,
I say I don't like Teemo.
You don't like Teemo?
No.
Are you?
I like to kill Teemo.
Why do you hate all Yordles?
Because his mushrooms. His mushrooms are like the most annoying thing that Riot Games invented in the world. The most annoying thing about League of Legends are mushrooms from Teemo.
But he's so cute. Like, you're like, I died to mushrooms, but then it says, killer Teemo. It puts a little icon there on the death recap, and you're like, oh, it's Teemo. And there's going to be a screen cap there on the forums in about 20 seconds, I'm sure, and it'll say something about how I love Teemo or who knows what. But
the best thing is when you kill, like, a 3-on-1, and you're like, yeah, I survived with like no health, just walking away. Bam! Cool. Thanks, Teemo.
I think mushrooms, instead of having that explosion sound, should have this sound. And that would properly display the emotion required for hitting a mushroom.
That's a new skin idea.
GG Teemo.
GG Teemo.
I would just simply put a row of them in a straight line and just GG and just.
You've got your animation right there already for the mushroom. It could just be GG buttons all over the place.
I think that'd be glorious. I would love that. I would love a GG Teemo skin. I don't think it's going to get as much traction as Shushe Gragas. I think that's one of the best skin ideas I've seen in quite some time. But I don't know. So,
anyway.
What is your actual favorite champion then if you hate Teemo so much? You said
Singed
you played Singed a lot.
Champion.
It is Singed? Okay. So actually I have a story about that actually. So I was
about Singed, really?
I do have a story about Singed. It's great. He was wandering around backwards and people died. No. So I was talking with Xenon and Remington. We were going over, we're giving ourselves cheat sheets over, what all the players play and all that. Oh, wow, the camera moves off when I show up the sheet. Basically, we wrote down, the roles that the players play. And actually, Xenon gave me a rundown, like, oh, if they ban enough of the junglers, then Leenock ends up playing AP, and then Kuja takes the jungle, and Yellowstar jungles as Warwick. Apparently, he's like, oh, yeah, there's like giant alternate lineup in case one thing happens. And so I was writing down the cheat sheet for what Epic and TSM do. And he's like, well, you didn't write down Singed for Dyrus. And I was like, oh, yeah, sometimes Singed plays Dyrus. And he's like, wait, what? Sometimes Singed plays Dyrus. I was like, yeah. Singed picks players. He picks summoners. No one picks Singed. And I thought that was
he chooses you.
Yeah, he chooses
you. This game,
you
can play me.
Exactly. And I think that's appropriate. I think that's the level of reverence that Singed should have. I mean, as much as Captain Teemo was awesome, if you want to be annoying and run away from people, Singed is a good second place.
Yeah. He actually is.
So then why do you hate Teemo? Singed is basically Teemo.
Never going to catch me.
Singed is basically taller Teemo.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Think about it. So they run away really fast. They have AoE slow pools with poisons. If you try to chase a Singed or Teemo, the same thing happens to you. You are slowed and poisoned, and he's running faster than you can.
I've got a buff idea for Singed to make him more like Teemo. His pool is not just slowing. When you walk over it, it explodes.
That's good. I like that.
There's
Okay.
a reason why I don't design games.
Okay.
I just talk about it.
So I think we should stop talking about Singe and Timo for now. I think that's not probably the most... There's applause in the background, yeah. Okay, I get it. So, let's talk about that game from before. I'm actually going to pull up the Telestrator on my screen so we can go over a couple of, diagrams about what happened this last game. But, that last game was super strong. They really did rely on Shushe a bit there. He was the star AP carry. Cool, we've got the diagram now up on screen. So it's going to be really terrible in bright red, but here we go. So Gragas was up here. We're going to put up a G for Gragas.
GG.
Just the one. And Nidalee was right here, right? So they were fighting. And actually, the thing is Nidalee ended up having a great start here. She was crushing Gragas. Was actually coming up into the oops, that's actually the wrong tool right there. Up into that brush and pretty much just camped in the brush right here and said, look, I'm gonna camp on this line. And Gragas had to basically stay back behind the minion line because the minions were doing battle right in here. And Gragas was getting zoned. This is roughly the area of influence that Nidalee has from the brush. And so Gragas could maybe have sat down here and tried to fight. But for the most part, he was actually zoned out of XP range, and he needed. And we talked about that in the interview. He said, look, I need help, I need support. And so, Jarvan came by and came down across, and he got that gank. And Nidalee, ghosted, flashed, jumped down behind the turret, was safe, and then had to come back and do it again. And again, Jarvan showed up, but they missed all the shots. Nidalee came back once more, healed back up, still kept herself alive. And in the end, it was up to that final third gank. They finally ended up damaged up, but she had no summoners up. She was not quite level 6. They got that kill, and from then it was just Gragas just crushing faces all over. I'm just going to draw arrows to denote that Gragas was crushing faces. That seems to be the appropriate diagram. The other big thing was this fight in bottom. It was kind of over by then, but the Fnatic team was kind of peppered around this turret, and AAA was defending as best they can. And basically, it was Malzahar who said, it's time to take a fight, and just jumped across and ultimately got the lock up onto Anivia. Anivia was right there, got locked up. Gragas was here, threw a barrel, and knocked her all the way back into the team. The cluster of arrows, of course, so great to look at, but basically knocked Anivia back into the team, flew her up in the egg form. It was pretty glorious. And I'm going to actually real quick, hope I can get this one right. There we go. I don't know how to actually make this one happen correctly, but I might have. Yes, I can draw arrows now. Yes, success. Okay, so we're going to move on. Let me see if the games are getting ready shortly. Let me check on that real quick. Looks like the players are ready, so we're going to type some goes here. I was told that we had some time to fill, but we are ready up on the booth. The players are all into the game, and we are in to the picks and bans of Game 2.
Yeah, picks and bans, and a round of applause from the audience. Yeah. They are clapping on demand today. As they were, yeah, look at them, there they are.
Awesome. You guys are great. Thank you so much. There are even signs in the background. It was awesome. That's when you know you've made it as an esport, when people show up with signs. That is the true telling of that you've made it as a competitive game, is people show up with signs cheering for their favorite players or teams or whatever.
Or their favorite commentator freak, as we saw yesterday.
Well, I don't want to say that one. I don't try to feed into my own ego.
You're going to go red again.
I hate you a lot. Please, can we just only show the picks and bans then instead so I embarrass myself less? But the picks and bans are coming in. Wow, Nunu. I'm going to laugh if Fnatic also bans Amumu here. They might ban all 3 junglers and just say, hey, Linak, go play something else.
Yeah, what are you going to do now?
Well, the thing is, no, because Fnatic has first picks, they can grab Amumu. Nope, they're banning it. They're all about this. Yeah, I love those bans. Alistair Gragas. Now, Shushe said they were confident. They all had a lot of champions to play, but I am not at all surprised by any of these bans. It seems that just Linak gets targeted, and apparently so does Shushe.
Yeah, and for Fnatic, they can quite happily ban 3 junglers because they have first pick.
Yeah.
They can, they can outpick from this point on. Actually, Anivia.
Wow, I'm actually very surprised by the Anivia pick because... So I was talking with Fnatic about their games against CLG, and they said, we're going to ban against Big Fat LP. He only plays about 4 champions: Rumble, Twisted Fate, Ashe, Anivia. Those are the ones we care about. The rest of them, he's good, but those are the ones that we care about, right? That makes him not so scary. And they said, we'll first pick Ashe, and if he takes Anivia, we'll counter it with Gragas or with Kassadin. And so with that in mind, I was like, oh, Anivia gets countered? Okay, fair. But they're like, no, we're just going to first pick Anivia. And I mean, Vladimir's in there, Malzahar's in there, Swain's in there, all the mages except for Gragas and Alistair. And I guess Rumble, if you want to count those. They're still in, and they're like, no, we're good with Anivia. They're going for the zone control right away and setting the stage. Ashe is in, all the supports are in. That surprises me a lot. I really am surprised by the early Anivia pick.
And we're going to see against Authority
Oh, wow.
go for a Karthus and Yellow Star. So Karthus obviously a big favourite of MoMA, who last game played Anivia. We see him alternating between Karthus and Anivia. There is two big hitting champions.
So maybe they have a plan. So I think they knew. I mean, Fnatic, right, a great team. I don't want to talk about it just from Fnatic's point of view, but I've talked with them more about their picks and bans. It seems like they know what they're going to be fighting against, that they are actually baiting that Karthus pick. Again, Sinet's going to be jungling with Jarvan. You know, he's a strong jungle Jarvan player, so they don't care about any of their junglers, and they're trying to ban them all out. But, I mean, looking at Yellowstar's picks, or AAA's picks, they've got to be so happy with these picks right now. A Momo on Karthus, glorious. Yellowstar on Corki, amazing. Right? These are super strong. Like, this is like the dream team that AAA wants right now. Aside from the jungler pick where Nunu, Warwick, and Amumu are gone, they have Linak still, an amazing player, going to be probably on Nocturne, looks like right now. And it's going to be, what does SOAS want to play? Is it Lanewick? Is it Aurelia? There's a couple of choices out there. I mean, Needley's in there too, right? So they could grab a late Needley. They're going to pick the Janna Corki lane. That is, I think, my favorite bottom lane. It's super aggressive. It's super mobile.
Yep.
I love Janna for the global movement speed passive. It's really, really useful. It helps junglers gank better. It helps Karthus. He's very location based. It's going to help them run away from Anivia's walls a little bit. That pass is going to add in a good 3 to 5 movement speed on all the champions on the team. 10 to 3% of 300 is 10, if I'm not stupid. So 10 movement speed on all champions is really, really good. That's going to be adding a lot of extra mobility there. It's going to give them actually an extra rank right there. And there's the Ashe pick. Not surprised to see Ashe at all. But AAA's lineup looking so incredibly strong. And I guess they're waiting to pick their last solo lane as a counter pick. So Sona Ashe is very, very strong. Wow, they have like the ultimate single target pickoff team. It's going to be Ashe landing an arrow, Sona hastens the team, and Jarvan and Nivea both while Malzahar ults. Fnatic is all about getting that one kill. But AAA's team just looks glorious. I really do like their team. I love the Corki Janna lane. I think it's going to win against Ashe Sona in every possible way. I think Yellow Star, just such a phenomenal player, has a really good shot there. Momo on Karthus, pretty much legendary as far as the EU scene is concerned. EU players aren't going to play against anyone so much, so you don't really get to hear those legends the same way. I think everyone kind of knows about Shushay. I don't want the story to be about him, but certainly it's been going well so far. But Momo really known for that Karthus. Yellow Star really known for that Corki. That's gonna be good for them. It's gonna be really good for them.
The final pick is gonna come out, and Annie.
I like that.
By the looks of things,
I like that a lot. That's a good counter initiate. They have, she has great burst damage. We saw her being played by Reginald a lot when TSM was playing, and we're gonna see them actually in the next best of 3 against Epic Gaming. This Annie pick's gonna be really strong. She's got great burst damage. You look at the lineups, and you've got Nocturne throwing out the darkness, you get people surprised. Soa's going to show up suddenly kind of out of nowhere because there's no visibility. They won't have good focus onto him. And actually, that's really glorious. When you have a team that's all about mobility and pushing into a fight, if you darkness that's going to really hurt your ability to chase that one down because everyone needs to get into their own individual cast ranges to land those spells. Linak could completely make or break this game. I think actually, looking at this all now, Momo's the legendary player. Yellowstar very legendary as well. I think Linak's the make or break player here with his ultimate.
Yeah, and the bans are obviously all focused on Linak as well. Nunu, Warwick, Amumu, all definitely focused onto Linak to maybe pick him out of this game. He's gone for Nocturne in the jungle. Obviously, Fnatic do have Jarvan, who we saw in the last game. Great Jarvan play from Cyanide. But it will be interesting to see if Linak can perform to his top level without the use of, I guess, his 3 biggest champions. Obviously, Nunu and Amumu is ones that we see him do best on, especially Nunu. We've seen some great games in the past from Linak. So, picking Nocturne, this one, as you mentioned, his ulti going to be very instrumental in the way that against All Authority go up with this one. Momo obviously playing Karthus. Great pick for Momo.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how Fnatic, once we get into those fights, I guess they're going to drop Momo down fast. Obviously, no one wants a Karthus to be alive when a fight is going on anyway.
Yeah.
So that's always a good thing. Kuja playing the support as per usual, and we'll be having Janna this time. Sona is the pick for Melisande.
Yeah. And just the more I look at this lineup, the more and more I think Fnatic really has a great chance here. Unless Kuja's the one who gets hit, he has that ultimate. That Monsoon's going to push that fight back. So, Lemmy, Zealot, Shushay, Sanet, they can all push on, but Janna presses R after flashing, and she gets to disengage the team. And who's going to get jumped on? Linak can spell shield, and the rest are ranged or can escape. He's got flash, of course, and everyone on that team. But, yeah, Fnatic's all about chasing that one guy down. Now, the unfortunate thing for AAA is Linak is the only melee, and Nocturne is traditionally squishy. We see him played, and usually it's like they grab Wriggles and they grab Yomu's, and so they're thinking about 3,000 to 4,000 gold on non-tank items. And normally when you see Mumu and Nunu get played, they're building beefy right from the start. And that could be a weakness there where he's not durable enough to be in these fights. He can certainly block the initiating shots, but he's still squishy, and I'm intrigued to see how that's going to work out for them. They have a lot of damage output, but not a lot of beef.
Yeah, we've seen Yellowstar go for Cleanse as his summoner spell, which obviously against a single target team, which Fnatic obviously are, when it comes down to those fights, that Cleanse is going to be a big thing for Yellowstar, getting out of obviously the stun from the Ash Arrow, Malzahar's suppression. So I think that's a great choice to add in there.
It won't drop the suppression.
It won't work on the suppression,
yeah. All right, so we're going to go underway to Game 2, the winner bracket finals. Please give us a round of applause in the audience. Let's get this game underway. All right, everybody, and welcome back to the game. We're going to follow Ash out of the gate. Lamia Zealot going to be the one playing her, and they are ready to push through towards the middle of the map. I mean, I can't predict this one. I really love AAA's lineup. I think they've got the stronger setup here. I'm going to root for them this game because I want to see a Game 3. That is always my forte. I love seeing more games, more League of Legends, and closer matches. So I want AAA to win this one. I want them to do well. And wow, Fnatic looking to be aggressive this time. Shushay up there. Going to be playing Nivea this time around. And PK still again on Malzahar. And they really what they want to go for this one. Clairvoyances go down. AAA actually waiting in a brush. And Nivea off to the wings, ready to land a giant stun. This could be quite the fight if they go for it. Looks like Fnatic content to stay back. They're just a screen apart. I don't know what's going to happen. Looks like AAA going to go back now towards mid lane. Going to face check a brush with that lay waste is Karthus. They're going to move down towards Golem instead, so they do not get invaded on Lizard side. They do know that Fnatic's level 1 team is pretty strong. Cyanide and Shushay, both with great AoEs for level 1. Ash going to put out some nice burst damage with her passive. And AAA actually going to go for an invasion and take out some of these jungle mobs. That's going to be nice for them. Yellowstar pushing all the way down. They check the brush real quick. Karthus going to stay and go towards, I believe, top lane. Annie will hold mid. They will actually just check that and not go for the invasion. I think they could have taken those raids for free with no problems, but I guess they wanted to be very safe here and won't get much done.
Yeah, I think we're going to see against Authority play that little bit more safe. In the first game, it was Gragas up at the top who got a very early big lead, and that gave a nice advantage to Fnatic. This time against Authority, can't afford to be losing out with that early time, because they lose this game, the match is over. They're going down to the low bracket. They have to win both games in a row now against Authority to come back in this match. So safe, I think, the better option for them at this point.
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty smart, I guess. I suppose that the top lane going to be Shushay versus Momo, so a little bit different matchup here. Shushay is still staying at top lane, but he's on Anivia now. Momo, the real player to watch, I think, for this game, going to be on Karth. He's going to be the big damage dealer, missing a couple last hits back and forth. But I actually want to show, because the lane's going to be pretty safe for now, I want to show off the jungle Jarvan, because I don't see him much in North America. I guess I trust he's a little bit more popular in Europe, but I want to kind of see the patterns there. The laning we've seen a lot. We don't really follow the junglers much, so maybe I'll get flamed for this, but not too much action at bottom lane, so just showing off the patterns so far. Looks like Nocturne going for the golem into the invasion, though, has not gotten anything else. He's going to go for an early gank at bottom lane, so we are watching the jungle, but it's going to be Lamia Zealot taking damage. There's the fear and the exhaust. He will flash, he will get feared, and Leonek will not chase that one down. Takes some damage from the turret, but should be safe. Takes, yeah, actually, wow, a lot of damage. Kuja not in good shape either. Lamia Zealot putting out some nice damage with that Doran's Blade. 69 damage per attack, only level 1. That's pretty painful. Jeffrey moving on to the Wraiths right now. Has learned Flag Toss in addition to his Q, and yeah, there's going to be some pretty dead minions. So level 3, and Nocturne's going back to his side of the map. Went Cloth Armor 5 potions, and he's going to go over back towards his Wolves Cyanide, the first to level 3, and he's actually moving towards bottom lane as well. So bottom lane, but a well-timed ward drop. John is going to see that coming unless he comes through a weird way. No, he just face checks that brush for Nocturne. He's staying around. But he's going to go for his own golems. He's going to be fine right here. Nocturne going to pick out these wolves. Not going to be level 3 for him, but doing well enough.
Linek just swapping over to the top side of the jungle for against All Authority. We did see PK start to work his way up the top river, but decided to come back down. Not going to put any early pressure onto Moma.
Indeed, though. Jarvan going for his Lizard as Nocturne gets his Wraiths. Nocturne is 3, and he could go for a push now onto Malzahar. It looks like to be what the case is. Annie's charge should be close to stun. There's the flash in. The double cast is off, and yes, PK does get stunned. The flash in from Linak. PK's stun has been used. He's going to get feared, and here comes the first blood. Yes, it will. Linak picking that one up. So is taking that one. Here's the fight up top, though. Shushay about to get egged by Momo. One more lane waste. He hits it, and he can outrange that. He can outrange that. Momo can pick this one up. He's low on mana. He misses the lane waste against an egg. Are you serious? Shushay low. Momo almost getting stunned. That was, I mean, a slight mistake for Momo, but nice job egging Shushay. He's very, very low. 250 health. Still has potions in tow, but that was a little bit silly, I think, on both sides. He whipped on a stationary... I'm sorry I'm going to get flamed for flaming him, but he whipped a stationary target. What the heck, man? Okay, anyway, though, great job, though. Soaz was really smart. He actually had his stun was 2 spells away, so he flashes Incinerate, Disintegrate. It lands after the flash, and, you know, the flash comes in from Linak, gets that fear. Malzahar getting blown up, and now AAA showing the team that they are getting the first blood off to great shape here. They are ahead in gold. They have that kill. So Annie going to be the first to level 6 up here. She's already 5. Linak waiting around. Shushay, of course, no egg. And we look over at his summoners, and his flash is down, his ignite is up. So if Linak can land the fear, they could be a kill on a Shushay. He's going to pill back, though. Looks like he's playing too defensively. The lane will push. And yeah, it looks like he's going to be safe on that Anivia for now.
We see Linak actually go back towards middle. PK is obviously back in the lane.
And he gets done ready.
In an aggressive position again, and we will see Linak move in there, getting the extra speed boost. Was silenced there for a second, trying to get that fear off. Not quite working out. Cyanide did come down, and PK will be safe to continue there. Up at top, Shushay playing that one really defensive, obviously, as you mentioned. The egg is not going to be available anymore, so he has to play that a little bit more carefully. Doesn't want to get caught out and start to give Against All Authority that early kill lead. They are 1-0 up, 7.5k against 6.8. Here comes Cyanide, will slide his way in there. Momo's surely going to go down. Brilliant wall from Shushay. It's 1-1, all tied up, 6:20 to go. And this one's shaping up to be a superb game already.
Very well played there. Linak almost getting chased down by that Malzahar. He did get a ward down. Did see Linak run over towards the map. Linak still has not picked up the red buff despite all of this action. Now notes that the golems are gone. Going to run over towards the top and hold top lane. In the meantime, and Shushi's taking that one over. The ping goes off on Lizard. They think he's on it, but then they see Linak actually moving back towards top lane, so they know Lizard's available. But a fight actually here in Corki fighting PK, and Annie's close. Can she land the stun in time? No, PK will make it out just barely. He's got boots, and he's going to be safe, but just barely. That extra little base movement speed from him, and the haste from Janna's passive, going to keep him safe. So as though tons of MS. Looks like he's got movement speed, Quince. He's got 382 move speed. Carlos coming back up towards the top lane, also at 382, so those are some pretty hasty champions there. Oh wait, no, Jono's on their team, that's why. I'm smart. So Jono did not help PK get away. PK got away on his own volition.
And we're seeing Melisande down bottom is going to pill home. Ash has built up Berserker Greaves already. Corki is working his way up towards Catalyst there with the Ruby and Sapphire crystals. And it looks like Shushay may try to catch Momo out once again. Just coming back into lane, obviously. Momo level 6 now, so Fnatic have to be careful not to get too low. Otherwise, they will all explode, as per usual, with that Karthus ulti. And if you look down at the minion kills, 47 for Anivia, 48 for Karthus, so super close on that top lane. Bottom lane is as follows, 49 for Ash and 57 58 for Corki, so very slight advantage there for Yellowstone. And actually, he's going to put the pressure on, decides to move away, so he does get exhausted. Melisande just putting the pressure in there, and Against All Authority will be safe, as will Ash for Fnatic.
Yeah, so nice little early aggression there. They did manage to burn the exhaust of Ash. Now, Ash is the first on the bottom lane to hit level 6. That's going to be a nice big advantage for her. If she can land an arrow, they can pick up some nice damage. Yellowstar has cleanse, but Janna does not, so they could always jump onto that Janna, get some nice damage out there. She has no boots, no real durability items at all, only the health potion and that one fairy charm. Looks like Golem buff will probably go to Shushay, as Cyanide is doing a lot of the damage there. Has his Madrid's Razor, has got to be careful not to steal that one away. Shushay will have Golem buff and will be fighting against Momo with that. Nocturne not doing away a buff just yet, but will be going for his Golem very soon, and we'll see if he gives that to Annie or not.
Down at the bottom, Fnatic being pushed ever so slightly. Yellow Star, who, as I mentioned before, does have that 10 kill advantage with the minion, so ever so slightly ahead in the farm. Up top is a possible difficult situation for Momo, who will get walled off, and he's surely spotted Cyanide coming in there as well. I imagine so. He was fairly far back, so it is possible that Momo didn't quite spot that Cyanide is hiding in that top bush. So this could be a dangerous situation for Momo incoming. We'll see if he pushes out once he's finished off this minion wave with the help of his turret. Yeah, Laywave's just picking himself up some gold, and Momo is staying defensive. So looks like he's going to know about Cyanide, and Cyanide will actually be pilling home once again.
The aAa will not land a kill. Was very close to tagging Andy in the face, but did not quite happen. Now, with Jarvan gone, Karthus can defend his turret pretty safely. Laywave's coming out. Slightly misses that one, but going to still defend his turret the best he can. And we'll see if he ends up succeeding there. And if you're doing a good job zoning him out, denying some of those kills with that Q, it's going to spam these mini waves and keep that lane pushed up to his turret. He has wards here, and here, and here, so he's not in danger of getting ganked as long as he watches that mini-map. So, in other words, if it were me, I'd get ganked. And Nocturne coming around on the bottom, and he's going to steal some of these raids. That's going to go decently for him, but he's been spotted by PK. He's got to make sure he times his shield correctly, waits for the Malefic Vision, then turns it on, which is the normal timing of when a Malzahar would go for that burst combo, is start with E, then R. So you wait for that to come out, press W, and you're going to be safe from that gank. Generally speaking, if he goes for the first cast only on R, he won't do enough damage to stop you.
In terms of the middle battle, 65 minion kills for PK, 77 for Annie. So again, slightly in the advantage for Against All Authority. Got a few pings going off there. That ward that was placed aggressively will find the next position, and he's going to be in trouble here. He's got two against him, will flash away. In comes the silence, but a brilliant wall off from Shushi, and actually the ultimate was pulled there as the Ice Arrow came flying by from Ash. Cyanide, though, the man that's in a whole host of trouble. He's got Ignite on him. Will he be able to survive? No, he won't. Tries to slide away, and Soaz will get that kill with Annie. And Cyanide just caught out from the wrong side there. He came in to support his teammates, but unfortunately they'd kind of left him in the lurch, and by the time he's coming from behind, he wasn't going to recover from that position.
And good play by aAa. Even though the kills had been equalized 1-1 a little while ago, they managed to get back up in terms of gold. But Soaz now going to take some damage. Shushay is there, has been hit by the wall. Can they get enough damage output? No ult left from Nocturne, but Janna has shown up, and she is coming in from bottom lane. Shushay going to get dropped now into an egg peek, and not enough mana to do anything. Down to the bottom lane, Corki crushing onto Ash right now. Has been exhausted, though, so he'll be safe. She'll be safe, but 3-1 now for aAa. The heal coming in from Kuja, keeping Momo alive just barely. Malzahar staying in mid lane, not a lot of mana, but looks like he's going to build a lot of mattresses for himself. He, again, just builds super tanky on that Malzahar, and it may end up working for him quite nicely.
Yellow Star down bottom was putting some pressure onto that tower, but Melisand's come back to defend, and Yellow Star doesn't have any mana anyway, so he won't be able to do too much down there. As you mentioned, Ash was low and went home, went for Pickaxe first of all. PK in middle going to go home as well, and just buys up some wards. Catalyst protects obviously there, the Null Magic Mantle, and of course a Doran's Ring from earlier on. Momo just going into the jungle there to maybe assist a little bit with Linak. We've got pings going down towards Dragon. There is a pink ward in position from Against All Authority, and we see basically a wasted ward there from Melisand, because Janna's going to come around and get rid of that one straight off the bat.
The thing is, she has a pink ward, and if she was paying attention, they should have seen that Kuja drop the pink ward, had killed their own. Like, if your ward dies, you know it was killed, it's supposed to timed out, so they had to know a pink ward was dropped. They could have put one down themselves and cleared that one out, and that was, I think, just a lapse of judgment, I guess, because she had one in the inventory, could have done it. So it's a minor mistake to make, but it means that aAa still has ward control over Dragon, and that's going to be a big deal. They got the first Dragon last game. It didn't really save them, but aAa have now been putting on a much better show for the early game, and that can really snowball them the advantage here. And again, I'm rooting for aAa a little bit because I want to see a game 3.
Me too.
Yeah, everyone wants to see a game 3, so we're going to push on here. Linak and Soaz both with red buff, though Soaz is wearing Jarvan's. A lot of words coming down here, really aggressive placement. And yeah, Dragon is the choice there. They put down a lot of wards to cover those entrances. The Clairvoyance goes off, but it shouldn't matter too much. They should stay on this. I don't know why Annie's staying so far back. Maybe she's afraid of getting hit. The Ashura comes on to Kuja. They've got to hurry up with this, so they will pick it up in time, and they will run back, and it looks like everyone's going to be safe despite the Ash Arrow. So aAa, 17.1 to 14.8. They're getting themselves pretty far ahead now in this game right now.
Yep, not quite up to 15 minutes, but if you think back to game 1, we saw already before 15 minutes, Shusi had a death cap.
It's true.
Before the 15-minute mark.
That's
so
true.
Just showing that this one is a lot closer in the early game. Slight advantage, of course, coming out for against All Authority, but we'll see how that transitions as we start to work a little bit further in towards the late game. Linak up to level 8 now, does have the Lizard buff, so that'll give him a bit of a boost. Gonna maybe take the Golem now on that side of the jungle. We see an Oracle's Elixir already coming out from Kuja, so really their ward coverage is going to be very, very strong.
Yeah, and this is the right play, I think, from Kuja, where, you know, it seems like all the EU players seem to grab 1 or 2 pink wards first to clear out Dragon, then they transition into grabbing the Oracles, and that seems to work out well for them. It seems to be their style and their support, where, you know, 2 pink wards apiece, they try to control Dragon, and then once that first major stint is done, they transition into the Oracles, which allows them, I guess, more time to grab wards. If you're not spending 400 gold on Oracles, you have more money to spend on wards, on maybe boots, on things like that. So that's going to be the play that they use. Momo's still farming out at the top, doing a pretty good job there, getting a lot of these minion kills, going to pick down those blue caster minions, going to pick down the melees and the cannons. A ping goes off as they have found another ward here with Janna, and yeah, AAA's ward control is starting to crush. We look at Fnatic's ward control, they've got one single ward. AAA, 2 at the top river, sorry, 3 at the top river, well, yeah, 2 at the bottom river, and Kuja's still got 2 more in the inventory, so they're going to do so well this game.
Yeah, against All Authority, obviously putting a big emphasis on making sure they have total vision around this map, and so far it's paying off for them. 3-1 up.
Yeah.
A couple of thousand ahead in terms of gold.
They're really doing a wonderful job in this game. Yeah, they're absolutely playing this one so much better than last time. I don't know if it was the picks and bans or if it's confidence or what, but they have just put on a much better show. They've ganked better. The ones in middle. You know, Fnatic had one target to go for, and it was constantly like, let's kill Soaz, let's kill Soaz, let's kill top lane. And they haven't had that same sort of goal. They haven't been playing as focused, it seems. You know, they had, you know, the gank on Karthus. They've done some damage there. You know, they've gotten some kills, but they're not really like going aggressively to get the kills, and that seems to be the difference here, where, you know, the teams that are playing aggressively are getting the kills because they're really pushing on. But Fnatic, though, have already killed 1 turret in mid. They're pushing for a second one right now. They are going for an early 5-man push through mid, and Linak could be in bad shape, but he will spell shield that. Nivea will pull back, now Cyanide as well, and they're going to get, you know, 1.5 turrets just from deciding, you know what, let's go, let's do this. And of course AAA must defend. They can't out base race when there's already 5 in mid. Ashe and Jarvan doing some pretty good damage here. And yeah, Piki going to run back towards top now, going to take that over, let Nivea play mid instead. And that actually put them back closer to the game again, 18.8 to 20.6. Only a 2,000 gold game. That's not bad at all. That's only a 10% difference, and really 10% I think doesn't mean too much. So it's going to give them a good shot here. Momo filling out some more of these kills, and now AAA going for the 3-man gank mid. This could be up to Nivea. Can she AoE enough? Looks like a lot of this damage is going on these minions, but not enough actually, as the team from AAA is still here, and the minions are not dead, so no backdoor bonus. And this is going to be indeed the kill on the turret. AAA equalizing that one out, bringing that score back to their advantage by significant margins, and that's a good turret kill. So both teams have lost 1 turret in mid. It is 1-1 here, still 3-1 the kill score. AAA in the advantage, and it's a big 5v5 in mid already, 17 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and when you lose that middle turret, best reply you can possibly have there from against All Authority was to push straight back and take the turret of your own. So nicely done from against All Authority. Their wards have now timed out in and around that river area, so that's something they'll look to work on. I say they timed out, I'm not sure if that's strictly true, because Melisande does have an Oracle's Elixir. I'm not sure if he was, you know, weeding them out or not, or really whether it was just the timing. We've got 1 minute 45 still to go until Dragon spawns. I guess we will see against All Authority setting up for that one right on time. They want to keep this gold advantage, make sure they keep Fnatic at bay in that one. We've seen ping going off down towards that South River area. I think just warning Corky to be a little bit careful that Fnatic don't surround him from both sides. But actually Fnatic have gone back and taken up their lanes once again.
Yeah, so they're game 2,500 gold apart. Linak going to take down Lizard buff, and he's going to lend a helping hand, but really, with Corky so far away, he's not going to get Lizards for a while. That's the unfortunate thing about, I guess, being purple team, is that your Lizard is so far from your bottom lane that you don't often seem to get it. Now, we've seen a couple of games where Purple goes for the initial steal on Lizard. We saw Epic do that a couple of times when they had Dendon on Nunu, they had Westrice on Vayne. They killed the Lizard, and they laned bottom lane with the early red buff to build some big advantages. But it seems like that doesn't seem to be the style of play for European teams. They do not go for the jungle invasions. And I don't know, I think the NA style where they actually steal those buffs proves to be stronger because they don't get punished for it. So they build some nice advantages, get some free gold and XP and lane control. And, you know, who doesn't want free advantages, right?
Free advantages. The best kind of advantage.
Well, yeah, you don't want to have to earn your advantages. That just takes a lot of effort. I just want free ones. Give me a win, no problem. Basically, as long as Joe predicts that I'm going to lose, that's a free advantage.
Right.
That's the kind of things that I like.
I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
So 15 seconds, I think it was 45, 47, there or thereabouts, and for the Dragon. As you can see, Fnatic are set up nicely, and they're starting to rectify that whole disadvantageous ward position that they had before. And they are right on Dragon. Yeah, it was 47. I timed that one to perfection.
Well done, well done. You should be on a pro team.
Yeah.
Just predict loss every time for your team and you'll win. So, but this is a good play by Fnatic. They shoved out bottom lane and they've taken control over the Dragon. An arrow comes out, stuns Soaz in the face. The walls come out to try to block everyone out. Soaz still silenced. Nocturne going to jump in there into the front onto Shushe. What kind of damage can they do? Well, Sona's going to make people dance. Melisande going to be the first to drop. Side FI dropping as well. Now AAA going to push down. Will they pick up Ashe? Lina getting slowed down by that team. And wow, Corki chasing now onto XPK. It is a 2 versus 0 trade. They're going to actually back out. AAA is safe here. They got the Dragon kill. Fnatic did. They're going to time this one out. They're going to clear the ward. But they killed the Oracles off, though. So even though there's 1,000 gold for the Dragon kill, about 700 to 800 gold picked up for the kills from AAA, they lost 400 gold worth of Oracles, and that is going to be very, very harsh for them. AAA coming out on the advantage there purely because they forced that Oracle's death. And they're going to push on. Looks like Corki going to do a lot of damage to the bottom lane. He might kill it off this minion wave. He does have the Sheen. He's actually building more of an AD style build, not going for Trinity Force, but not going for the Mana Meter. But it doesn't matter because here comes the fight into mid as well. XP kind of trying to jump onto Soaz. There's a good wall from Shushe, but the flash going to keep him safe. Otherwise, that route out was going to be unsafe. Looks like Corki will pick up that kill on that turret using rockets to help proc that Sheen and get the damage output there. Fnatic 5 men strong in mid. They could go for another push as it looks like AAA low enough that they will have to actually retreat. Linek no mana, Soaz no mana, Momo no health, and Fnatic could go for top lane and take a turret. And I think they should. This would be the advantage. Are you serious? They're pinging Baron. But that's AAA pinging the Baron, so I don't think it's going to be Fnatic's idea. Fnatic going to pick up the Golem buff onto Shushe. I really think they should go for this turret kill. It would be pretty much free. aAa is not positioned to defend that, but imperfect information. Yes, they're going to send 2 up there, 3 up there, 4 up there. They're going to go for this turret kill. Corki and Janna coming to defend, but Janna and Corki can't defend that by themselves. So here we go. Fnatic going to do what damage they can. They have half one minion wave and a full another one coming up as well. Going to put for the damage here. The nice rocket coming out. Going to clear out a lot of these minions, but they're going to get pretty much, I think, a free turret here. They're going to bring that one 2-2 on turrets, tying that game closer, 24.9 to 27.3. Again, a 2,000 gold game. This game, nail biter pretty much.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we expect. And they're all billion back there as Against All Authority were pushing straight through. Yeah, Cyanide don't go back just now. You have 3 men pushing, 4 men pushing, 5 men once Annie gets there onto this top turret. So real back and forth game at this stage. Shushe taking a bit of a hit there from that rocket of Corki. But I think they've done enough to scare Against All Authority back. Unlucky for the French team that their minion wave is a little bit behind. But there we go, the initiation. And we are going to see Shushe falling very, very quickly. And Against All Authority march on in this one. It's actually a 4 versus 3 around there. 1 from Fnatic very, very low. That's with Java. And it looks like Fnatic are going to start to push straight through, but they need to be careful. A big hit coming out again from Yellow Star. That was great defensive play from Yellow Star. Really keeping things safe, and they are going to decide to flash away through the Baron pit.
Yeah, because they're going to make it out safely. I'm surprised Fnatic did not pick up more kills. They have Ashe with double buff, so she can spam out volleys and slow with Frost Arrows plus the Lizard buff. They also had Sona in there who can spam those hastes. Looks like Clairvoyance did reveal AAA running away, but they will not be able to catch them. But they still have map positioning advantage. PK trying to run around, pick up a kill, was not able to grab one. Lemmy Zealot killing the rest of these Wraiths, doing pretty good there. And yeah, they're going to clear out the rest of this minion wave in mid. They did save that top turret. They did go 1-1. They picked up Soaz right away. Melisande dropping a great ultimate, stunning her out, and the kill did in fact go up for the team. So now Anivia and Ashe both have a kill apiece. Ashe actually 1-0, 152 mini kills, has Infinity Edge already, so she feels above Corki in damage output. Sheen is strong, but only the BF sword there, so it looks really strong. PK trying to steal the Lizard, but Yellowstar is going to spot him. Ashe going to put on a good hawk shot. Now can they get the rest of his damage output? Will who get that one? Ooh, looks like it will be for Fnatic, and that is a good steal for these guys.
Yeah, really nice timing there from Fnatic, and it looks like they're going to put their pressure right down onto this bottom lane. All 5 from Against All Authority coming in. There goes the arrow from Ashe, does catch Yellowstar. Are they going to jump on top of this one? They have to be careful because, of course, that turret will be doing the damage as well, and they decide not worth it, not a good position to be fighting from. But they're still going to keep the pressure up on this turret, and that's a great wall-off from Anivia, and this will secure this bottom turret for Fnatic. It's now 3-2, tower advantage going over to Fnatic. Gold is 1,000 or so in the advantage of Against All Authority. It's a super close game still as we hit the 25-minute mark almost.
25 minutes in, this game is super, super close. Again, 1,000 gold difference is almost nothing. Fnatic has worked to bring this one back. Ultimately, it was 5-1 a while ago. Now it's 6-2, but they've come back with a couple of turrets here. But AAA with a great push in mid. No one from Fnatic is ready. They're going to get their second mid turret. This is really, really good from them. They're going to bring that to 3-3. While Fnatic has killed only outer turrets, AAA has actually killed one of the more inside ones. Azure comes out. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Linek putting that spell shield on. Great reflexes. No 3 initiate, but there comes PK onto Soaz, but Soaz is safe. And this battle's looking good for AAA. Momo taking a ton of damage, but he's still doing all right. Wow, Lammy Zealot goes down. Linek crushing faces. Melisande about to lose a second Oracle's Elixir, and there is the ult from Karthus. Pain is coming. Melisande very low, puts a heal on. Linek with no mana cannot put any more push into this. PK going to push him backwards. Going to be safe, but it's still 2 kills for nothing. And AAA is durable enough. They're going to push now onto the inhibitor turret. Only 25 minutes in. They're going for a strong push, and every pretty much fight this game has been like these strung out, super low hit point pushes where they barely cling on to their health and try to kill the Romulans. I said Klingons, I wanted to go for it. It was really shameless, I'm not going to lie. So Yellowstar taking some damage, gets the Valkyrie off in time against PK. And that was a shameful thing. Oh, wow! Cyanide jumping onto Linek, but he's going to die for it. The Asher are going to smack Soaz in the face. But it's not going to matter too much. Cyanide too greedy with that one. They were still 5 strong.
So much sense,
they were 5 strong. Yeah.
Fnatic were too far behind him. I mean, Morty slid in there, popped his ulti. It was taking a while for Fnatic to get in there, and obviously Against All Authority, round about half health on a couple of guys, but Yellowstar pretty much full HP. Fuji was full HP. That was just, in my opinion at least, a bad decision from Cyanide.
It was a bad decision. I think he underestimated Linek's health. You look at what he's got. Now, the Chain Vest is new, but he already had the Merc Treads, the Belt of Giant Strength, and the 2 Turtle Shells already, so he was much more durable. You look at a Nocturne, you say, oh, he's at half health. You expect, like, 600-700. He was at 1100 after the battle. You know, without a dedicated hit, with only Janna putting a shield up there, 1100 after that battle, that's a significantly durable champion. And I think Cyanide, one, didn't expect Cataclysm to get blocked by that Nocturne shield. That would have been a good 300 damage or so there. The rest of his damage output, you know, could have gotten the knockout, could have gotten a lot of damage output. Would have maybe picked that one up if it weren't a tank-built Nocturne, but Nocturne is in fact building tanky. He's jumping onto these fights, and he's playing like such a good initiator role where he's really crushing faces quite nicely. And Yellowstar doing a good job, has picked up Lizard buff for himself. And AAA now 2,800 gold to the lead. They have killed an inhibitor. That will mean the lanes will automatically push for them ever so slowly. So if the player's all AFK, you know, Fnatic will start to lose some buildings. But it also means that, you know, they're going to be on the defensive side of the map. Fnatic's going to have a better time farming minions. But also AAA having a better time pushing. They're going to get this top turret pretty much for free. That's going to start building more and more advantages for them.
Yeah, and Annie's almost touching 400 AP at this point of the game. Very, very dangerous. The obviously burst out from Annie is going to be incredible at this stage. Nivea with Shushi only got 230, so you know, Fnatic lacking behind me that one a little bit. And look at this, Against All Authority are going for Baron. 27 minutes into the game. And Fnatic are kind of poking around there. We will see the arrow coming in from Ashe, and that's surely going to be the push in there, and it's great so far from Against All Authority. Moma trying to defend this one. Baron is going to be taken by against Full Authority, but there's only a couple against them there. In comes the ultimate. Obviously, the egg will keep Sushi alive. I don't think Linak's got the damage output to get this one, and no, Sushi will come back up. Lamia has taken down Yellow Star. Are they going to push in for the kill? I'm not sure that they are, and we saw PK there just pushing around the corner. Corki downed, and 4 dead from against All Authority. Maybe PK is going to go falling in. That was a very, very risky move. PK is still alive. How is he still alive? How is PK still alive? And now Linak is starting to do damage onto everyone else. I can't quite believe that PK managed to stay alive. There goes the skill shot. Ow! Oh no, and it falls just slightly short there of Linak. And I tell you what, brilliant play from PK. He's got himself portaled out there now. The other 2 from Fnatic moving away, and against Authority got Baron. Only one of them surviving now. Obviously the extra XP and gold, still a great thing, but the buff not going to be worth anything when they are dead with it.
Yeah, it did help keep Nocturne alive. The extra health he gets from the regeneration there did keep him up. That was really good. They did get 2 kills for the 4 deaths. So Dragon's worth 2 kills if you don't lose positioning for it. Baron is definitely worth more than 2 kills. So even though that trade did give some kills back into Fnatic's favor, aAa did ultimately gain a lot of advantages out of those kill sprees. Now, if you look at the kill scores, though, it means that well, Nocturne actually going 4-0 is pretty good. Karthus didn't lose any kill streaks. Corki was only 2-1. And he could have lost kill streaks, but I think she had already gotten some of the first bloods there and already had died once as well. So no major real buzz kills there. No like 1,000 gold drops from a legendary drop. So, you know, Fnatic didn't gain anything huge from any of those 4 kills. I mean, certainly good to have them. Did give them some map control, did manage to let them clear out mini waves pretty nicely. But ultimately, you've got a Nocturne wearing a Baron buff who's got a Sunfire cape as well. And you've got 300 gold and a ton of XP per player on that team, plus the XP just locally from the Baron. So, yeah, that's honestly a good trade for AAA. And actually, wow, I guess MoMA died before Baron did because he's actually wearing the Baron buff.
Wow.
His corpse was given the Baron buff and he kept it. I guess. I'm not quite sure how that works. Maybe he just didn't die and I just didn't see it. But I think, no, I think they did pick up that kill. So either way, MoMA is wearing the Baron buff, so congrats to him.
MoMA definitely died in that.
Yeah.
He was outside of the Baron pit. I think was maybe even the first to go down, second.
Yeah, the zombie mode does pick up the kills. I know if you kill someone with your ult, like you get the Baron buff, or you get the Golem buff from the steal even after you respawn. So I guess he died before Baron did, and his corpse picked it up, and he kept it.
Against
the more you know, Rainbow.
Stacking around this top turret, and they are going to push in there. Actually, we're going to see them moving for the kills. Cyanide doing a lot of damage, will get his ulti off, trapping Yellow Star in there, and Yellow Star's just kind of like, okay, you're not doing enough damage to really worry about it. There goes the ulti from Karthus. Cyanide did go down in amongst all that. PK, Sushi, and Lamia all still alive by this turret, and you know it was a 2-for-1 kill favoring aAa once again. They've got that turret down to half HP, so it was a good bit of play from against All Authority. Obviously, the Baron buff staying on the people that had it before, so that's all good.
Yeah, overall, you know, a nice try by Fnatic. They did pick up the kill on the Karthus, but Karthus pretty much on a death streak there, not worth too much per kill. Karthus, of course, getting very far, and his ult managed to not get any kills, which is, you know, thankful, of course, for Fnatic. But AAA, you know, winning 2-1 on that fight, they did some damage to this bottom turret, so they're up, you know, still 3,000 gold. That's not very much. It's less than 10% still. I just keep feeling like they're winning by more than they are. You know, the kill's up by 6, the tower's up by 2, they've got the Baron, they've got a couple more dragons. Looks like Nocturne waiting around for the dragon to respawn, actually. And AAA, wow, stealing a lizard as well. They're in such great shape here. But somehow, yeah, you know, we saw that before, which was, what was it, Team Solo Mid was AAA, I think was the match, where it was just super close and you know, the gold was just stagnant the entire time, even though it kept feeling like AAA was winning. It's kind of this way as well, where it just feels like AAA is crushing, but it's so incredibly close, and I don't know quite why that is.
It looks like against All Authority are going to have Dragon. Look, Fnatic starting to move in there. They did have a ward in that top river area, and they are going to push in. Dragon is still alive, and Fnatic are going to steal that one. Nicely done from Fnatic. That was brilliant play, and getting themselves in there just in time. Question is now, how's the fight going to go? Arrow comes out from Ash. We have to be careful. PK very, very low. Moment is going to be trapped inside of the Cyanide ulti, and Cyanide has to flash away from that one. Bit of damage coming out onto Melisande as well. Linak, of course, did go down in and amongst all that one. So a 2 for 0 for Fnatic, plus the Dragon Steal. That was a very, very nice one from Fnatic.
And glorious play there. They're actually going to push in. Oh, they almost spotted Yellow Star on that brush. Fnatic will push in for this inhibitor. They got that one a while ago, but they're going to... Wait, no, this is their own base. Sorry. I see red health bars, and that confused me. I saw a red health bar, and normally the red health bar means an enemy building, so I was like, they're in their own base. So fail there. Somehow they were pushing their own buildings, but looks like PK is going to give the Golem over to Shushay. Shushay seems to be the one who wears Golem at all times for their team. I know we talked with Fnatic in some of the interviews saying, you want to get one Golem buff caster and one non-Golem buff caster, saying that Malzahar is a champion who does not need Golem to do well. He's more burst-based. He's got low enough cost that if he comes into the fight at full mana, he's going to end it at half or 1/3 and do all right. But overall, great play from these guys. Cyanide FI initiating on into Karthus and managed to pick up that kill before Karthus got to do much. But still, 1,400 gold to the lead for AAA. They do have the better Baron timing. Fnatic actually getting ready for it. Melisande looking around for wards, will not find any. We'll be happy with that notification. But Baron should be coming up in the next minute and a half, I think. It had timed up before that Dragon fight, so Baron will be up before Dragon. And that buff respawns 3 minutes after it times out. It's a 4-minute duration, 3-minute respawn timer. And let's see what they can do with this. Looks like PK going to stay and recall in mid. And AAA kind of getting ready. Now, we saw Melisande a little bit earlier was clearing out wards. Now Kuja doing the same thing, but unfortunately not having an entourage to clear these wards, with which to clear these wards out. Now coming in here, going to find one right outside the pit, going to pick that one up easily. Should go inside and find the other one. Great play. Yep, will spot that one. Good smart play right there. Going to realize that they are nearby, picking that one up. And now it's going to be, the game where everyone knows everyone wants Baron, and everyone knows that everyone knows everyone wants Baron. And we'll see how that plays out.
And a lot of magic resist coming out from Fnatic now. They're building Banshees veiled left, right, and center, and that will counter some of the stuff, especially from Karthus' ulti, of course, and also the shield. Just when they're initiating that fight, giving that little bit of extra shielding ability. And Fnatic are setting up around here. They obviously lost all their wards against all authority or all inside the bush. Fnatic have pinged it, so they know they're there. Well, now they know they're there as the Hawk shot comes out. Yellow Star having his Banshee's Veil popped. And Fnatic still waiting around. This could be a real pivotal fight in this game and how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, this fight might have been everything.
Determined for it.
If it's a 5-0, it's a win. Whoever wins it, if a team wins this fight 5-0, the game is going to end, almost definitely.
Against all authority, stacking up over on the right-hand side of your screen. Fnatic all getting ready on the left. Clairvoyance comes around. And from Against All Authority's point of view, they don't want to take a fight right now. Especially since the fact that Lamia and Cyanide both have the shields up from Banshee's Veil. They should get rid of them first before any kind of initiation goes in. And yeah, Corki, that's his main job right now, just to try and get rid of them. And Ashes is popped. And we actually see the arrow coming out here, and it is going to go out onto Soaz, and here is the big fight. This could decide what's going to happen in this game. First kill comes out for PK. Yellow Star is in the middle of it all, but he is surely a dead man. Will Valkyrie away? Kuja is so low. Ultimate comes out from Karthus. Are they going to follow up on this one? Surely they will. Yellow Star is still getting away, and they need to wall off, and there is a wall, and it's coming... slightly wrong position, unfortunately, for Fnatic, but they've killed 4. Yellow Star so close to going down. Valkyrie back into base, but Fnatic should be pushing this one out. A little bit unfortunate for them. The minion line is way back, and they're going to clear out jungle, actually pushing out onto this top lane. Good kind of foresight from them. The minions are pushed up a lot further than in the middle, so Fnatic now can start to push in a little bit extra. We are going to see the Golem buff being stolen as they ping it there. This will be going out for Shushi, who has got pretty much no mana. Actually, Yellow Star doing a good job to come back in onto this top lane, and will try and get the steal in, and he got it.
Oh,
he got it.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice, Yellow Star. Nice job by him. That's going to be really good. Corker with blue is super powerful. He's got his Bloodthirster and Trinity Force now, so he's got a ton of move speed. Counting Janna as well. 423 move speed, 278 damage per attack. Looks like his Bloodthirster is maxed out by now. He's not gaining AD from these kills, so he has got tons of damage output on him. He's going to be nice. And wow, AAA, because of that retreat from Fnatic, are in fact going for Baron. Look at the vision right now. Fnatic knows, AAA knows they've been spotted now, but can they get it in time? It's going to be close. And I'm not quite sure it is yet. The fight
Stolen.
has started, and it's grabbed by Fnatic. This is good shape for them. Let's see how this fight's going to turn out. Looks like Kuja already dead. Yellowstar getting crushed right now by Shushay and the rest, and this is looking so good for Fnatic right now. All AAA trying to run away. Great double knockup, and the ult going to block off two of them. Soa's going down. Moma and Leonak both very low. Sana getting feared. He's going to walk back. Yellowstar and Leonak, the only ones left alive. Looks like Moma will time out soon. The ult's going to go off and not pick up any kills. Oh, Leonak almost dropping down to Cyanide, and that was a wonderful fight from Fnatic. Now finally ahead in gold for, I think, the first time in this game, winning another fight 3-1 and getting the Baron.
Yeah, these last two fights, I mean, Fnatic, in the last one, they took down 4 from Against All Authority. Didn't actually manage to do anything with it, apart from obviously the extras that they get from the kills. They didn't get that golem buff because Corki stole it right at the last second. They didn't take any, put any damage out onto the turrets, but, well, and also they almost lost out on Baron. That was nicely stolen at the end. That fight, however, was a lot more advantageous for them, and the question is now, what are they going to do? What is the plan from Fnatic? They are actually starting to move back into a more defensive position. Obviously, there is no inner turret left anymore, no base turret left for Fnatic, so they have to be careful that that inhibitor doesn't get pushed, and that's going to really work nicely for Against All Authority, because they know if Fnatic starts to push, they've always got one eye back onto their base, and they can basically force the blue pill to come out from Fnatic at any given moment when they're pushing by just sending one man in and giving a bit of grief down onto that inhibitor.
Yeah, Yellowstar, though, pretty smartly has stolen the Lizard buff. That's going to be huge for them. They really need that. AAA's team fight, again, without a major tank. They do have Leonak initiate, but he takes enough damage now that even with Sunflower and Hexdrinker, he takes enough damage in these fights. He actually manages to get killed somewhat easily. He does usually survive the rest of the fights, but he's killable. And the rest of the team just dies so incredibly fast. They keep landing arrows. This poor Ashe, or actually this great Ashe, this poor Annie, keeps getting plugged by these attacks. We saw the giant team fight in mid where they went, I think it was 4-1. They hit her with the arrow, and she died before she got to even do anything. She really needs a quick service Ashe or to sit farther back with her team. She needs to not take an Ashe arrow. That is winning them the game right now for Fnatic. And Yellowstar going to find PK across the map. He's getting him down to half health already. He looks like he's not going to get jumped on. And there comes Nocturne as well, but the team is not ready for them. And there's the dance off on Leonak. And here comes Jarvan putting out a ton of damage. The heal comes out. The Ashe arrow is going to hit nothing. And they're going to blow up XPK. And AAA is going to jump into the rest of this fight. Moma in the front. And looks like Yellowstar putting out tons of damage despite the exhaust. And Moma will die, but Cyanide getting kind of low. And wow, Yellowstar getting blown up. Lemmy Zealot will go down to the Karthus ultimate. That's going to be nice for them. Now, poor Kuja taking a ton of damage. Soa's taking a ton of damage. Cyanide FI in the middle of that one. Soa's putting a stun down. Leonak nearby lands the Q, Shusha coming in though with giant stuns. Can he kill Leonak? No, he will spell shield that, but the ignite is ticking down, and the wall means the death. Great play by Shusha. 2 deaths, 3 kills for Fnatic. The Baron buff definitely helped them out quite a lot. The damage output and the durability from the regeneration did win them that fight. Overall, a great try on the initiate for AAA. They did drop out 2 of those Baron buffs. That fight was close. They did get that kill onto 2 of those major opponents there, so that wasn't bad at all. And the kills really went on the carry. Still a 0 kill support that Kuja, but Sona with 2 of them. So, you know, if you really want to talk about who the gold should go to, technically maybe 2 of those kills don't count. Because Sona not the best with farm, but she's picked up an Aegis and some regeneration, and she's pretty durable now. She's actually going to be hard to kill. She does have the least deaths on that team, and that's going to be really powerful for them. And she has less deaths than the Janna, so less oracles, generally speaking, getting removed.
Yeah, it's a nice position for Fnatic to be in. This whole game has been super close, but Against All Authority always had that little bit of a gold advantage and a kill advantage. Now, though, it's swapped over. 4K gold advantage for Fnatic and a 2 kill advantage. We've gone past the 40-minute mark already. Obviously, that Baron buff being exhausted now, so it won't be too long until we see that one coming back in. And we'll see what the next move from Fnatic is. It looks like they're just going to try to clear out whatever they can in terms of the jungle. They've got a timing down perfectly onto that golem buff, and they are going to remove it from Against All Authority. So this is again another nice strategic move from Fnatic. We have Anivia with both the golem and the lizard buff on. They've got a massive amount of minions coming up as well in this bottom lane, and this turret is going to go down. Against All Authority aren't going to go anywhere near it, which is a very, very wise decision. And we'll see now if Fnatic decide to push straight through with this big minion wave.
It looks like they're ready for this, even though the Baron buffs not around anymore. They're going to push down onto this turret. Looks like Yellowstar's in a decent position. He's going to Valkyrie back. Didn't need to, though. I guess he wanted to be afraid of that Malzahar. Momo going to lose his Banshee's Veil onto Karthus. And Fnatic still pretty happy. They have 2 golem buffs on their team. That is quite powerful. Looks like we don't have any on AAA, and it's going to be a do-or-die moment for them. If they lose this game, they're moving down to the lower bracket, going to be fighting against the winner of TSM versus Epic, which will be the next match up today. Again, I'm still trying to pull for AAA. I want to see a game 3 right here. They're close on this one. They had an advantage. They've lost that since, but they still have the damage up. But Yellowstar so incredibly far. I'm getting another BF sword that's probably going to be an Infinity Edge. And here comes the darkness, and Kuja in the back. Linak jumping onto Lamia Zealot will fear him. Now jumping on Shushay. Shushay almost about to get egg, but won't quite do that. Linak still very low. Momo in the back. Soa's going to get blown up by Ashe right now. And now Linak pulling back. Sanidify staying alive. Momo going to lose his life as well. Yellowstar getting very low. The ult comes out. Linak extremely low. So is Yellowstar. Linak trying to stay alive. Will he be able to? No. Sanidify comes in there, picks up that kill. That is 3 for none. Getting knocked up by Janna, but not a big deal. Melisande staying around. Kuja not in great shape. And getting pushed around by Ashe. Lamia Zealot still chasing down. Shouldn't dive that turret. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit painful. Now Corki coming back into that fray. Shushay, I don't know if he got egged or if he just got full healed by that Sona, but the purple inhibitor is down. Cyanide F5 pushing into the base, and this is looking so good for Fnatic right now. They might be poised to win this one 2-0, ending that giant losing streak they used to have. Yellowstar now pushing into Cyanide. Cyanide could go down, and yes, he will pick that one up. That is going to be huge for them. But the second turret taking a lot of damage. Can Kuja stop this? He could shield that turret. There comes the flash in, try to do what damage he can. Does shield that turret. That turret staying alive, 180 health. Lamia Zealot going to fall, but gets the turret anyway. I don't know if AAA can get a comeback from this, but Yellowstar is chasing. Will dodge that stun from Anivia. Anivia should be able to wall. He'll put the ultimate on, doing some more slowing, and a purple turret going down thanks to minions in mid. And this is looking still better and better for Fnatic, who are up now by about 8,000 gold. Corki still chasing down. Will find Shushay. Could get the kill here. If he's been egged, it will be a death. And the rocket comes out. No, will not quite land in time. And the heals are coming out from Sona. Sona hasting him around as well. Yellowstar now going to say, okay, I'm going to chase Sona then. Sona can't CC me, so let's do this. Wow, giant crits up in front. Damage output is huge. The stun does land for Nivea, but he doesn't care. He's going to Valkyrie over and keep going. Sona will flash, but misses it. And that is the kill. And minions are killing a turret over here. Corki doing a great job. And actually, AAA pushing into the base. There are still a lot of revives for Fnatic. Almost everyone is dead. And yes, they're going for the inhibitor. Could they turn this one around in the last possible second? They've got... they don't have minions, although minions are behind them. They're going to get one inhibitor, and they've got minions close by the top lane. They could potentially go for this. Sona is gone. Malzahar respawns now. Ashe still 6 seconds away. Will they go for this? I'm not quite sure, but they've certainly brought themselves back a little bit closer. Only 6,000 gold separates the teams, and Baron is back up. I don't know. They're not quite durable enough to really fight a Baron fight, and the minions are pushing this right-hand side base, but certainly they've got an inhibitor back for themselves. So AAA still not out of this game just yet. They did kill the giant kill streaks on, well, I shouldn't say giant kill streak. He's 3 and 6, but they managed to drop the kill streaks onto everyone but Shushay. He was, I think, the only one who was left alive after that fight. So they do want to kill Shushay when they can. That's going to be the next major kill to pick up, but he's quite durable with Banshees. 2,200 health, 80 magic resist, and wow, they're going for Baron in AAA. So they had to have known this. This was a silly mistake, I think, from Against All Authority. Fnatic getting a free Baron. They've clairvoyanced it, but they don't have time for this. I don't know why everyone went back to the base. They pretty much gave away Baron. They should have seen it respawn. That will be the kill. Fnatic picking up a Baron buff for themselves. 8,000 gold to the advantage. This is one of the biggest leads they've had this game so far. But both teams losing an inhibitor, and both teams really down to one outer turret in front of that inhibitor. The other inhibitor alive means a 6 to 8 turret kill. Nexus laid bare, but when the inhib respawns, it means you can't backdoor that Nexus. So we shall see.
And it was a bit of a catch-22 situation there for Against All Authority. They had super minions hammering against the Nexus. You've got to sort that out, but you go back and you lose Baron. So they decided to go away. They lost out on Baron. That's going to give Fnatic an edge in this next fight. The question is, when is that fight going to come? And obviously the kill's still 22 to 20 as we're not so far away from hitting the 50-minute mark. Fnatic definitely feeling like they have the advantage in this one. They're going to take another Dragon as they head down there. Clairvoyance was dropped down by Against All Authority. This Dragon should fall very, very quickly in favor of Fnatic, giving them that extra gold boost that they need. Maybe that they don't really need at this stage of the game, to be honest, but still, better to take it, better to keep it away from Against All Authority, now that they're building up this big gold advantage. And it looks like they may push middle. Obviously, still the inner turret is there. Inhibitor down on the bottom. It won't be so long until that respawns. And it'd be a big coup for Fnatic if they can take this middle turret, then the inhibitor, and wait around maybe to push down to that bottom lane once the inhibitor respawns there. Fnatic are waiting for this minion wave to come in. Minion wave does arrive. Are we going to see Fnatic go in? Nice wall off once again.
It's actually not so bad for Corki, and here we go. The fight is going on. The shield goes off on that turret, and looks like Cyanide will not push in too hard. Takes some nice damage there. The stun will not quite land on Corki. He will Valkyrie away from that one, wanting to be very safe about all that. The super minions are gone. The good thing about this fight for aAA is they're fighting with super minions. Every wave that spawns, they're gonna have a super minion helping that fight out, which will help push them around. Cyanide jumping in, even without minions. The backdoor bonus on that turret's gonna be very hard for them to push around. The stun is good on a moment. Here comes Linak in the front. Pika taking a lot of damage. The dance coming out from Sona. Yellow Star in bad shape right now, getting blown up by that Jarvan. Looks like they're not going to pick up any more kills there. Linak trying to kill Melisande. Moment is down, and Shushe going to get the kill on that one. Looks like no one at all dying. Linak going to fall. Only one left alive is Kuja. There's going to be a 5-0 for Fnatic. They will win this series 2-0 almost definitely. They're moving on to that Nexus. Fnatic, the winner bracket finals. They are going to win that one. Moving on to the grand finals. Guaranteed top 2. Fnatic close down the Nexus. AAA moving to the lower bracket. Going to fight the winner of Epic versus TSM.
That was an amazing second game. The first game, of course, Fnatic super strong and really showed us what they can do. But game number 2 could have gone either way at almost any time throughout it all. I mean, we saw even by the end, once Fnatic had pushed in there, taken down that inhibitor against All Authority, were actually racing down towards the Fnatic base. So even in those dying moments where Fnatic finally got themselves the gold advantage, the kill advantage against All Authority, were very much still in that game.
Yeah.
But Fnatic are going to win 2-0. Once again, I successfully curse another team, this time not quite with the right scoreline, but
yeah,
it's some ability that I've managed to build myself.
So can you quickly curse a AAA to get to win the lower bracket so we can have a US-EU final?
I sure could.
Could you? Would you? Will you?
Yeah, we'll see about that later on, because obviously All-American final is coming up next, so we're definitely going to have, against All Authority, down in that low bracket final, they will be taking on, obviously, the winner of the American game. If you're not familiar with the bracket system, over on the League of Legends Season 1 Championship website, I do believe the brackets are there, and you can study them carefully and figure out what's going on.
s1.leagueoflegends.com. You'll see all the coverage there. We have videos on demand of the previous matches from yesterday and the day before. We have match write-ups, we have brackets, we have all sorts of wonderful content on that site. Head over there. If you're already on the stream and you haven't really seen all the coverage, you'd head there and find the matches you might have missed so far in case you're out on the weekend or what have you. But we are here in the day 3, the final day of this match, and super awesome stuff going on. Fnatic securing themselves top 2. The grand finals are going to have one European team, so you know, all the Swedish fans, all the European fans in general, going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, and the great thing is, with the double elimination system, when you win that upper bracket, you have a very comfortable position in the grand final, because the team coming from the low bracket cannot afford to drop a single game. As we saw a little bit earlier on in the tournament with the relegation games, it is a weighted best of 3, so the upper bracket team will have a 1-match advantage. And the way that Fnatic have been playing, you know, yesterday and today, they're just not losing maps. They're not losing single games anywhere, it seems, across the board. They're just super solid.
Even the close ones, yeah. So they're moving on right there. So they are one of the top 2 teams. They have to win one and only one game in the grand finals, which will be midnight tonight in Sweden, 3 p.m. East, 3 p.m. West Coast, 6 p.m. East Coast. So the next match will be going on at 4 o'clock here in Sweden. That is going to be in about 38 minutes, if my eyes don't deceive my computer clock, deceive me there. So 30 minutes until the next game actually starts. We might have some coverage a little bit before that, but that will be when that game will happen. In the meantime, let's just talk about that game some more. That was a crazy close game. Another 50-minute game right there. We saw one of those yesterday in a AAA TSM, but we got another 50-minute game in this one. And I really thought AAA had it. I really did.
Yeah, me too. It was so close the whole time, but everything was pointing towards AAA edging that one out. You know, they had that slight kill advantage. The gold advantage at some point was, I think, around about 5, 6K. Fnatic then managed to turn it around and had an 8K advantage at one point. So it was one of those games that, for me, are the most exciting games to see, where you can't actually call really who's ahead. Aside from looking at the gold and the kills, which is always a good indication of who's ahead. But when you watch the match, something tells you that there's no real advantage for either team, and that's what we saw yesterday with TSM against All Authority in the second game, and also here in this second game. The first game of today, I don't think we really need to talk about too much. Everyone saw that Fnatic were just dominant through it.
Yeah.
This one, however, just a classic game of League of Legends, and that's what makes 215,000 people watch the stream.
Darn right. That game was super crazy good. I'm looking over at the scoreboard. Yellowstar, the only one to break 300 minions with 362. Went double Bloodthirster in that game, in addition to his Trinity Force and his Banshee Veil. Even got a Heart of Gold in that game, I think, to build some armor for himself. Try to stop that Jarvan. Was going to start with a Heart of Gold, probably build into a Randuin's Omen later on. It's a great item to pick up if you need durability. Look over at Cyanide FI, who seemed to be, he really didn't get all the glory. He seemed to really be the star player for that game. 3 kills, 22 assists. And that is, 25 total points there. That's more than Ashe got. It's more than Nivea got. Yeah, he was the most impactful player of that game as far as kills are concerned. Yeah. 3 kills, 22 assists. Always jumped onto either Soaz or MoMA or Yellowstar, and he pinned them in there and would just destroy them. Only 141 minions, but it didn't matter. Did so much damage, got farmed up. Had a Wriggle's Lantern, had a Banshees and a Force of Nature, and was even almost done with Randuin's, but just built a ton of MR stack, even with those Mercury Treads as well. So he was not going to die to Moa, not going to die to Soaz. Yellowstar doesn't want to kill a Jarvan, who gets some free armor from ranking E anyway. And so Cyanide FI, even though he had 6 deaths, the most on the team, they were all worth it, type deaths, and it really did a ton for his team. Melisson, only 3 deaths as a Sona, and that's the thing, there's a thread on the forums about what you learn from these games, and it's don't die as support because you're not very durable. You can play defensively and do well, even if you're not in the middle. But we are ready for some interviews after the game, so we're going to ship that one over to them.
Hey, I'm Karen Vinduk, and I'm here with MoMA from aAa. So we just saw them face off against Fnatic. And how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I don't feel good, but yeah, the life goes on, and we have still a chance to go to the Grand Final, so we will see.
Yes, absolutely. You still have a chance. So, in that last game, you guys had an early advantage. How did that come about?
Well, we picked Annie because with Annie you can get very much kills at the early game. Because of the flash and the stun, it's pretty often a kill. Yeah, and I don't know what to say else. It was about Annie, yeah, and Yellowstar had a good farm on bot lane, so yeah, that's it.
Now, Fnatic obviously is very well known for timing those Baron and Dragon spawns like precisely to the second. So for you guys, you went after Baron and Dragon a few times, got ganked, and it got stolen a few times. What went wrong there?
I don't know. We rushed to Baron, so it was so useless. We lost the game at the Barons. The first one was okay. We still got the Baron, but the second one we lost, and we shouldn't rush the Nashor. We didn't need that because we had the lead and we gave it away because of the Nashor, so that's very bad of us.
And, there was a lot of really amazing team fights in there, a lot of 5v5s all over the map. How did you really expect those to go?
We expected to initiate the fights with the Annie, but one time we got initiated by the Ashe Arrow and we failed that team fight very hard. The plan is that we initiate with Annie, I flash in with Karthus and do so much damage as possible, die in the team fight and do still my damage and press my ultimate. But somehow it didn't work out for me because all the walls from Nivea and the poke from Malzahar, and I went pretty often very low and I couldn't do so much what I wanted to do.
Right, well, we've seen a lot of great plays from you all so far, so we know you have a lot to offer. You guys have another chance at the Grand Finals coming up later today, so best of luck to you. We know you guys will be great, and I'm going to hand it over to Andrew, who's with Team Fnatic.
Thanks, Karen. Hey, everyone, it's Andrew, and I am here with the one and the only Suchet, who is very happy after the great game that you guys just played. How does it feel to almost be eliminated on the first day and then come back and be one of the 2 teams in the finals?
It feels awesome, but yeah, when Pekka actually came here, we felt so much power. And the one thing, I think the lucky charm is my hair, because the first day I had my hair tied in a ponytail, and yesterday and today I had it loose, and yeah, we won everything so far.
Awesome. Well, they were able to kind of take you out of the Gragas and the All-Star game with the picks and bans, but then you came up with the Nivea. Was that hard for you to adapt, or was that pretty easy?
Well, I play some Nivea, obviously not that much like Gragas and Alistar because they are my favorite champions, but we played some games with them, and the team react really nice. Like, if I say, okay, I'm gonna wall now, team is ready. Like, for example, that wall at the Drake when I separated 2 of them in us and 3 of them behind, that they had to split. Or at the Baron when I walled them inside so they couldn't come on us. Because Anivia is a very good pick against Ani. Because Ani needs to come close to make her burst, and Anivia is perfect to just keep her away. So I think that's one pick that won us fight.
Okay, now one of the things that was really impressive to all of us was that your team was able to react so well to the walls that you were throwing up. Do you guys practice with Anivia a lot, or was that just something that was just very natural for you guys?
As I said, we don't practice that much with Anivia, maybe like 5-10 games per month, something like that, but it just works well. We are just synergized, really, yeah, it's the team.
Well, it didn't show. You know, everything was very flawless, so good job to you. One of my last questions that I have for you, what happens if they go into the bans in the finals and they eliminate Anivia? Now what?
Well, I shouldn't tell you, yeah, but like I said, the interview before to Karen, I have 8 champions prepared for the DreamHack, so...
It's just between us. I mean, no one else is going to know. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. So I don't know if you know this or not, but over the last game, you now have a fan club in the North American forums. There's a bunch of threads all about sushi, and there's a fan club. How does that make you feel to have that recognition in the US as well as Europe?
It feels awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say to the fans in the North American forums?
Of course, thank you for the support, and I hope you enjoyed our games, and yeah, that's all, I think.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. All right, we got more to come. Stay tuned. Back to you guys.